Hi, today we are talking about the co-author royalty split worksheet that I have developed to help you get the conversation started. Again, this is just to get the conversation started. This isn't going to be the end all be all of every situation out there. It's just a place to help get things less complicated and more easy to create a plan to. So let's walk through what the different pieces and parts are. So first off, we've got the two authors and what their primary positions are going to be. So in this particular situation, this particular project, we have a lead author and a weakness manager. And then our second positions, we've got the book owner, publisher, and we've got the marketing assistant. For your information, I am the lead author and the publisher on this one, and my husband is going to come back behind me and be my weakness manager, but he also wants to learn to do more, and so he has come on board to be my marketing assistant. So we also have the percentages that we are going to be putting through here. We're going to be populating this area right here. And we have our list of tasks here with percentages that he and I have agreed on. So each one of these percentages needs to be put in here so that this number right here gets to 100%. Now, as you and your partner are going through this list and figuring out what the percentages are, you just need to keep in mind what this number right here is. And so one of the things that he and I were looking at was this number right here. I feel that this number needs to be closer to 20% because this is what he is going to be helping me with. And he is inexperienced in this particular area, so this is going to take him a little bit more time. However, when we put this up to 20%, now we're at 110%. And so I would then have to figure out where I can take out 10% through all of these percentages, and it would probably be right here. And I just drop that down to 15 and 29. However, we're just going to go ahead and go back to the way it was before, and he's just going to have to get a little bit like better. He's going to be this is going to be a learning experience for him. I'm very excited about it. He's terrified, I think, about it, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be just awesome. Now over here, oh, sorry, one more. So we're going to be populating this with what the publisher is going to do, what the co-author A is going to do, what co-author B is going to do, and then we're going to get the percentages of our royalty split right here. Now over here, I have populated this with some typical scenarios. So our lead author typically does these. So X is typically does it all the time. S means sometimes does it, and C means contracted to do so or contracting it out. So we can just go through here and we can just populate this based off of this matrix and then tweak as we go. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, so let's start with creating the budget. Our book owner slash publisher is going to be doing this. So we're just going to type in the 111. All right, so that was creating the budget schedule and drafting up the contracts and agreements. So then the next thing we have is world building and development. Now, I say typically the lead author will do that, and that's because typically I'm the lead author and world building is kind of my thing. However, However, in this particular one, my co-author is going to take lead on world building. So we're going to give him the 3% there. However, I'm going to take the outline because he's still learning to outline and he just doesn't feel comfortable with it yet. And that's okay because this is a partnership. Now, I am the lead author, so I'm going to take the writing draft suck and we're going to go with 34%. But then I also need to add that 1% because I need to invest the time to make it draft sucks less. Now, you're going to run into situations where your partner doesn't believe that this needs to get a percentage, and so it's going to get a zero. However, I have been in too many partnerships, either as a co author or a weakness manager, or just one of the managers over the entire project where that didn't get any kind of percentage and it was absolutely forgotten. And that is a huge, huge, huge pet peeve of mine, and it will make me instantly like fireball angry to get a manuscript from one of my co-authors and it's just riddled with typos and dragon garbage. And I'm not the only one. Okay, I'm not the only one. As I'm outlining, some of my authors will be like, "Did you clean up any of your dragon?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I did. I'm so sorry. I forgot." It's a matter of respect. Okay, so be respectful of yourself, be respectful of your co author, be respectful of your contractors, and definitely, above all else, be respectful of the project. All right, so then we go into revise and manage weaknesses. This is going to be my co-author. He is going to come through and he's going to make my turd look pretty. Um, but then he's also going to clean up the line edits. So we're contracting a line editor, but when it comes back, he's going to go through and handle all of those notes and address any situations that might come up. Then the cover, in this particular one, we are going to contract out the cover. But as the publisher, the publisher is going to hire and then pay for that cover artist. The publisher is also going to file for the copyright. See, we're right here, book owner slash publisher. The publisher is going to buy and apply the ISBN to the book. The publisher is going to contract out the formatting, but then we get to the websites and create and update. So we've actually got a couple of websites on this particular one. The the overall project has a website because it's massive. It's a massive project. And so the publisher is going to handle the creation and development of that website. However, the other thing that we have to keep in mind is that we have two authors and they both have their websites. So I am actually going to give the publisher 4% here because the publisher is going to update and manage the publishing website and the project website. So technically speaking, this particular project has four different websites. Now, co-author A is going to take 1% and update her website, and co-author B is going to take 1% and update his website. And when you split it, you just need to make sure that this does equal what this is here. So 4 plus 1 is 6. All right, so creating the blurb. I do not agree that the publisher is going to be the one to create the blurb. But that's me personally. That's me personally. Not everybody agrees, and that's perfectly okay. So I am going to have co-author A write the blurb. The publisher is going to upload the books to the sites, and that's Amazon and Draft to Digital and Kobo and iTunes and the publishing website and Book Funnel and set it up on BookBub and just like all of the things. All right, and then creating the marketing plan. Co-author A is going to create the marketing plan because she's the marketing manager. Even though I don't actually have marketing manager up here anywhere, you and I know that there are so many different things that we can do. You can be the website maintenance manager. You could be the web mistress. You could be the SEO manager. You could be the marketing manager. You could be the accounting and reporting manager. You could be the project manager who handles the budgets and the schedule. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you could bust this out. And like my headlines are just not going to encapsulate all of the different ways that you and your potential partner could break this up. Look at your strengths and your weaknesses and divvy it up accordingly. All right, now then, as far as the content goes, he is going to be creating a lot of this content. So we're going to go ahead and just say 5% and 5%. I'm gonna have him do a lot of the emails, and I'm going to take the rest of the social marketing, or because he doesn't have a social marketing presence yet. He's still, trying to work on whether he wants to or not. And then the accounting, of course, is going to be the publisher. So then when all is said and done, okay, like we talked our way through that, we can see that the publisher is going to get 15% of the royalties because they're the publisher and they're handling all of this. They've built the platform to be able to do this. And let me just tell you that that took a lot of work to be able to be the publisher. And then co-author A is at 49% of the workload, and co-author B is at 36% of the workload. Now, understanding that co-author A is the publisher, we need to keep in mind that co-author A is doing 64% of the work right here. Now, as far as royalties go, you could be like, ugh, you're taking 64% of my hard-earned money, especially if you're co-author B. But your real question should be, co-author A is doing 64% of the work. Is she going to fall down and get burned out? And how much of this should we contract out? But that is a different discussion. What I want to show here is that this is not only a tool that you can use to help you figure out where your royalties need to be, but it's also a good tool to use to see how much of the work is being split up between the two people so that you can decide whether or not this is A, going to be an equal partnership, B, going to be a fruitful partnership, or C, you need some additional assistance, or one of you may need to step up to do a little bit more while the other one does a little bit less. So remember that a co-author partnership is supposed to be a partnership. And you can create a spectacular book if the both of you are working together and investing your time as equally as possible. However, as you can see, it's not as simple as who's writing the first draft and who is coming up behind and making it stronger. All right, until next time, happy writing, happy royalty splitting. I don't even think that that's a word, but I'm going to make one up later. And go be awesome. Bye bye.